Hello, I'm Amber Uper, and this is a model kit review, or as some people like to call it, an unboxing video. So this kit review is for the Polar Lights 1/1000 scale Star Trek Enterprise NX-01 from the TV series Enterprise, starring Scott Bakula. And so we have a pretty good artwork on the box. Let's take a look at the box first, just so you can see what kind of artwork's on it. Here's the one side. Now this shows a picture of the NX-01 refit that would have been featured in Season 5 had there been a Season 5. So, and apparently the parts are available in this kit to make this version if you wish to do so. Let's take a look at this side here, and here we have the here's the decal sheet, and it shows the the decals have the markings for the Mirror Universe version of the Enterprise NX-01, the ISS Enterprise. Interesting stuff. So here's the back of the box. I always find the back of these boxes to be quite interesting because there's a lot more stuff on the back of these boxes than there is on the average model box. So it shows you some, the information about the model and whatnot. So let's see what's in the box. This box has a standard lid and bottom like most other model boxes, instead of the flip lid like some of the Polar Lights boxes have. And we'll put that over here. So we got the instructions on the top. We'll just go ahead and take those out and look at them. Alright. So here's your instructions and your information on assembly. 2 different languages here. We'll open it up here, and here's your saucer section and all the various parts that go on that. And then here's the warp nacelle pylon parts that go in the middle. And little detail parts for the bottoms of the nacelle pylons. And then we get over here, and you've got your warp nacelles, and it shows 2 different things. I believe there's not much difference in them except the Bussard collector on the front of the warp nacelle. There's 2 different versions of that, and possibly some of the inside details in the kit between the 2. It looks like this is the part for the refit, where there's a different part for the kit that was in the series, or the ship that was in the series. So here's your 2 different pictures of how they go together. Same assembly, just slightly different versions. And in the back here we have the engineering section that was part of the refit, and it shows you how that goes on underneath here, and then you got your stand here. So let's open up the other side here, and this is your painting and decaling instructions here. So this is the standard NX-01 or the Mirror Universe. There's the big decals for the Mirror Universe, and a Terran Empire symbol. And then you've got the decaling instructions for the refit version, which I find quite fascinating, the way it's set up with the engineering section under there. So I may end up eventually having to build one of the refits just because of that. And then we're back to the beginning here. So there's your instructions. Nothing too complex, but thorough enough. So let's take a look at the decals. They come with this protective cover. So there is your decals. And you got your Mirror Universe decals there, and then here's your standard markings for the various parts. I think these go on the warp nacelles, but I'm not sure. I have to look and see where everything goes. And there's enough decals here. There's two different versions of the Mirror Universe, the ISS Enterprise and the ISS Avenger. And then over here on this side, you've got two different labels, the Enterprise and the Columbia. And there's also NX-01 and NX-02 symbols here, and NX-09. And I'm wondering if the NX-09 is the Columbia and the NX-02 is the Avenger, or if it's the other way around. I really don't know. I'll have to look at the instructions to find out. But yeah, that's pretty good details. Polar Lights is known for having complex decals. In some cases, most of the details are on the decals and not on the model itself. Especially the Aztec decals. Those things are they're quite complex. So let's take a look at the parts. And first we have the base, or the stand, whichever you prefer to call it. All right. There's that, and the post for the stand. I just throw the post on the stand, and it's going to have to get pushed in, of course. It doesn't want to go willingly. And then let's see, somewhere in here, there it is. This is the ball joint for the stand. You put these two halves together, and this half goes on the bottom of the ship, and this half is on the top of the post, and that way you can set the ship at whatever angle you wish to set it at for display purposes. So that's an interesting detail. This has the big stand, not like the little stand that some of them come with. So let's put that over here. And what else is in here? Well, here's your bag of detail parts. Let's see what's in the bag. Okay. So first you have your warp nacelle halves. There we go. And then here's various detail parts. I think these particular pieces and these here, these go, they get sandwiched in between the upper and lower half of the saucer section. And then there's other detail parts here. And these probably go on the warp nacelles in some place or another. So there's a bag full of detail parts. Let's see what else we got. Here's your clear parts. There's two sprues of clear parts here. Now these are detail parts for the warp nacelles. And there's other little tiny ones which I'm not sure what they are, but they might be marker lights or stuff like that. And then here's right here is one set of Bussard collectors for the front of the warp nacelles, and this is the other set. You can tell because they got little holes in them. And then you got, I don't know what that is. That might be the deflector for the front of the hull. And I'm not sure what that is. That might be the bridge. It's possible because I think this has a separate bridge. So there's your clear plastic parts. Put them in the bag. Alright, what else do we have here? Aha! Here is your detail parts. This is your the engineering section parts for the refit right here. And this piece here, that's the upper part. That's the bottom, obviously. And here is the other half of the upper part. And then you have your warp nacelle pylons here. And here's that centerpiece that goes between the pylons. This is your deflector dish for the refit engineering section. This piece goes right here for that part that goes in between the warp pylons. This looks like the deflector dish for the engineering, for the refit engineering section. And these are little detail parts, what I like to call the pokey things. There's two for the Bussard collectors of the warp nacelles for the refit, and this probably is for the deflector dish for the refit. So this is your refit parts that go on the warp nacelles. Recognize them from the parts, from the instructions. So let's put them over there and we'll take a look at this. This is your last set of parts that come out of the box. And here's your two halves of the saucer section. And as you can see, there's a lot of detail on these. There's a lot of panel lines and a lot of molded on little details for various things. This looks like your the shuttlecraft hangar deck openings, the shuttle bay doors. There we go. Because with the original NX-01, the shuttlecraft dropped out of the bottom of the hull instead of coming in from the back into a hangar deck like the later versions. And this got to be for the sensor dome here. And then this piece here, the upper half, it's got nice detail here and here. A lot of panel line detail here. And this is going to be the where the bridge goes. So yeah, there's quite a bit of detail on that. So this looks like it's going to be an interesting model to build. And let's see, these two halves go together, kind of, sort of like that. And there's those parts that go in between here. Your deflector dish is going to go up there once these get set up. Somewhere like that. Anyway, so there's all the parts for the kit. It's got quite a few parts. Actually, it's got more parts than some of the other ones, like the original series Enterprise has. It's a lot of detail parts. So, this is my kit review for the Polar Lights Enterprise NX-01 in 1/1000 scale. Thanks for watching.